So the question I asked was, what does the divine feminine need to know about the divine masculine? And I left the emotions cards out, and I just put like in order. The first three that came out, I put three cards over it, and the first card that came out was open your heart, and it says it will help you attract more love. So what they're hoping is that you will open your heart to them and give them forgiveness, right? That your heart is not closed off to them, and that you haven't shut down and just put them in a box and wrote it off, right? So they're hoping that you'll open your heart to forgive them, but also they're opening their heart and coming towards you, and by them opening their heart and being vulnerable and being honest about their feelings and whatnot, this is how they'll get forgiveness. So they know that they need to open their heart to you and not put on this cold facade mask in order for forgiveness to happen. So they're hoping that you open your heart to them, and they're opening up their heart to you, and that's what's making them change their perspective and want forgiveness from the situation. And then under grief, we got caution. So it says, find out more information, don't overwork yourself. So they are cautious towards you because they want to find out more information. Isn't, are you dating someone? Like, what's going on in your life? What's happening? So they're still a little bit cautious, but, and they feel like, and they're grieving because now they know that you probably put a wall up. That's why they're asking you open up your heart, because they feel like maybe you put a wall up now and you're going to be cautious towards the situation, whereas before you wore your heart on your sleeve and you were open towards them. So they're like grieving the possibility of this is not going to be the same, right? Like I realized how much this person means to me, but now they're going to be more cautious towards me. So yeah, they probably feel that you're going to be cautious towards the situation right now, that your heart is not open anymore, that you have these boundaries, and you're not just going to let someone in without seeing actions and a change in character, right? So they're like, they know that you're going to be cautious about the situation, and they're grieving the way that you guys were at once when things weren't just before everything fell apart, right? So they're appreciating you, but they're like, they know that they're cautious, and they know that they have to be cautious the way they approach you, right? They can't be impulsive. They have to really think through what they're going to say and how they feel and be honest, right? So they know they have to approach the situation with caution and really say what they feel instead of just saying what they think you want to hear, right? And then under growth, we got they'll be back. So it says expect to hear from them soon. So they're growing, and this is what's causing them to come back to you. So they want to come back in, they want to communicate, they want to talk to you, they want to be vulnerable, and they want to do this all because they've grown and they've seen how much you've grown. So let's pull three more cards for this. So remember how I was saying about toxic relationships? So it's so funny. We say everything for a reason when we're channeling. Narcissistic came out. And it says, someone is too full of themselves. So remember I was talking about relationships, right? And that they probably dated people that were toxic in the past. And maybe they had toxic tendencies as well. So what they realized is that the relationships that they were in before were very narcissistic. That these people only cared about themselves and what they could get out of your divine masculine, and that's the relationships that they were attracting, and that's the people that they were choosing, right? And what they realized is that now they only want to attract and date people who are for their highest good, and they see you as their highest good. So what you need to know about this person is that they've always dated narcissistic people. So for you being so different from what they're used to, it like hit them like a ton of bricks, that they weren't used to that they were finding flaws within the situation, and that they weren't used to someone being so vulnerable, open with their heart, emotional, emotional in the way where they weren't trying to manipulate them, emotional in the way where you were saying how you feel, where you were expressive with them, where you weren't hiding what you wanted and what you needed from them. And all you needed from them was their love and time, right? So in the past, narcissistic people have used them for their money, for what they could do for them, their status, who knows, right? Like there have been narcissistic situations where people have just used them for something they could get out of them instead of just loving them for who they are, right? So that's why they want a relationship, that they're attracted to you because they see that you're for their highest good. And give it time under perseverance. So it says everything in divine timing, let things flow. So what did that grief card go? Okay. So give it time. So they want to come in, they want to make a move, they want to persevere, they're trying to set their mind to it, but it's still taking time to get to this place where they can persevere, right? They're still approaching things with caution because they're scared of how you'll react to the situation of them coming back in, right? Will you give them the time of day? So they're like, give it time, because the divine is not going to allow them to come in until they're ready. The divine knows that how much growth and how much healing and how much your peace is towards you, that they're not going to let anyone into your auric field that's going to disturb you, that's going to play games with you, that's not going to love you for who you are, that's not going to understand you, that's going to literally disturb your peace, because you're on a mission, and you're on a mission of being of service to this world, and you've gained so much self-love for yourself that the divine is not going to allow anyone to come in your life who's going to destroy that, right? By making you feel less worthy than yourself, that your love is not enough. So the divine and they are asking you to give it time, that they're persevering, they're working on themselves, they're having growth, right? They're having growth, and they'll be back, but it still needs time to come back in. They're still not that place where they're ready to make that move to actually communicate with you, right? So, but they're persevering and they're working through it. They just need some more time. And then blame, we got divorce. So a lot of things are coming to my mind with this. So it says experiencing a breakup. So either their divine masculine or you, or both of you, were experiencing a breakup from a long-term relationship. Not someone you were dating for a couple of weeks. No, someone you were dating 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, right? So you guys both came out of either a marriage, both of you guys came out, or a long-term commitment. You guys both or one of you came out of. So you guys were experiencing both heartbreak and hurt and pain and everything from that situation. So when you guys found each other, it was like unreal, that you didn't know what to expect, because you guys just came out of something so traumatic and toxic. So a lot of the blame that they had too is that they blame their past relationship, who probably interfered, a karmic connection, who interfered with this relationship and caused it to fall apart, right? So they blame that situation for interfering with this relationship. But they also could be blaming you because maybe you decided to go back to a past relationship, and because you felt so traumatic from this relationship that you're like, okay, your past relationship is the only person that's going to truly love you and not abandon you and be there for you, right? So they blame that situation as well. So it's like they were blaming the fact that both of these relationships interfered with the growth. It's funny, I forgot that this was on the growth, right? The growth of you guys progressing forward, right? That this breakup is the reason why things fell apart on both ends. So they were not taking accountability, and they were just blaming the outside forces for things instead of how they reacted and how they chose to handle those things, right? So there was a lot of blame before, and this is part of the reasons why they blamed this heartbreak, these karmic people, these situations that they felt made this relationship fall apart, right? So let's ask some more questions.